Okay, guys, just finished watching TNA Impact for April 26, 2012. Open Fight Night Impact. This was an interesting show. A lot of stuff to talk about here. I figured I'd open this up with the latest news, WWE news, that Rey Mysterio was suspended for 60 days because of a wellness violation. I assume that he probably was just taking some stuff to get back in ring shape for his return. It's his second strike, so he's out for 60 more days, but I'm sure they're still going to push him. It'll probably be his last run. I know he was thinking of retiring earlier. Even when he was active on the roster, he wasn't doing house shows anymore. So he's definitely toned down how much he was working anyway. So when he does come back, it probably will be his last run. Maybe Sin Cara will be back too, and he can take over as the new masked wrestler. But so there's that. So this show starts off with Hulk Hogan. He's talking to all the champions. He calls Joe and Magnus out. He calls them the greatest team of all time. He calls Joe Samoan Joe, which I thought was funny. And he says that they're going to wrestle somebody tonight. It could be Motor City, could be Anderson Hardy, could be Kaz Daniels, could be ODB and Eric Young. He says he'll let them know right before the match. Devon comes out. He talks about defending every week. We see the roster backstage watching him. Devon calls out Bubba. Bubba comes out. He says he carried Devon. He goes to leave, but Devon stops him. They kind of brawl around for a little bit. Bubba gets busted up, and Devon wins with the spine buster. This was okay. I actually thought Bully would win this because if they're going to defend the TV title every week, I don't see Devon keeping it that long, but he retained tonight. We see these guys in the front row with superhero makeup on. If anybody else watched the show, you had to have saw these guys. One was painted like Spider-Man. The other was, I guess, supposed to be the Hulk. I don't know who the third guy was supposed to be. Ghost Rider or something. I don't know, but it just really stood out to me. Austin Aries backstage says Bully can't win without cheating. Then Ric Flair talks about having his party for Eric Bischoff tonight. He says that Bischoff is the best promoter of all time. They show the promo card for the party coming up later in the show, and they didn't censor the word Bischoff tonight. Which means, why the hell did they do it last week? But I'll get to all that later. We see Kaz and Daniels talking about how they helped Kurt beat AJ, and Kurt says he didn't ask for their help, he doesn't need any help. He goes to leave, Daniels says something, and then when Kurt says, "What did you say?" Daniels acts like he's on the phone. Really funny. Daniels was awesome on the show. Angle's definitely turning face. He's going to be a babyface again. It doesn't really matter. He's switched babyface and heel roles so many times, it's irrelevant. Jeremy Borash comes out. He says he's challenging Bischoff since it's open fight night and it's his last day. Bischoff comes out. He starts taking a picture of Jeremy Borash. Borash says that they need to put a breathalyzer on his Twitter before he can tweet. He insults him. Pretty good stuff here by Borash. Bully comes out, hits Borash from behind with a low blow. So many questions I have here, like, why is Bischoff still there? If he lost the match at Lockdown, and a guy loses a loser leaves town match, why is he still here 2 weeks later? And furthermore, why is Bully still working for him? Didn't make any sense to me, but after the low blow, Bischoff pins Borash. He gets the win. Bully takes pictures of Eric while he poses. Ridiculous. They do this backstage promo segment throughout the night called Remembering Eric Bischoff. Anderson calls him a douchebag. The thing that stuck out to me about this promo the most was Mexican America's music was playing the entire time. We get Mexican America promo, how they're the best team, they're the best wrestlers. Kurt Angle comes out, Anarchia versus Angle. Kurt wins with the ankle lock. Short, not much to it. Indie wrestler Alex Silva cuts a promo. It shows Silva and Al Snow. They're talking about all the stuff in his life, his dad's making sacrifices, how his dad recently passed away. Silva and Al Snow come out. Snow says that he's the lead judge, and if there are any young wrestlers who want to be part of this gut check thing, that they can go on Impact Wrestling and sign up. Alex Silva's opponent is Robbie E. with Rob Terry. Al Snow does commentary for this match. Robbie E. wins with a spiked DDT. Fans chanted for Zack Ryder here. And Al Snow says at the end that fans can go on to TNA or Gut Check or whatever, and they can give their thoughts on Silva's performance. Then we see Dixie talking about Bischoff and how he lied and stole her company. Hogan has a bunch of wrestlers in his office backstage. This was crazy. Hogan's talking to Kazarian and Daniels, ODB, Eric Young, Hardy and Anderson, Motor City Machine Guns. And I don't know what exactly they're going for here, but it was like a sitcom. It was not a regular backstage segment. It was like it was a taped sitcom with jokes where the audience could applause. They didn't have that, of course, but it felt that way. Daniels cuts an awesome promo on all the other wrestlers. It was really funny, but it was just a really weird feeling backstage segment. Definitely felt like a sitcom to me. Anyways, the point of this was Hogan's trying to make his decision on who should face Joe and Magnus. Brooke Tessmacher comes out. She challenges Gail Kim. Gail versus Brooke. Taz on commentary mentions challenging TNA, which would be hilarious. Brooke Tessmacher beats Gail with some pancake move, and that's it. She didn't win the title. For some reason, this was non-title. I thought open fight night you could challenge anybody. I'm not sure what exactly is supposed to happen yet. It's still fairly new. But for whatever reason, Brooke Tessmacher did not get the belt. However, she has beaten Gail twice now. And the first thing I'm thinking is, did Velvet Sky piss someone off backstage? Because really, I thought she was the number one contender. She lost at Lockdown, but I thought she was supposed to be like the head babyface. And now apparently it's Miss Tessmacher. So there you go. We get a promo with Kaz and Daniels saying that they will show AJ's secret if he doesn't show up next week. He's going to show up. We probably won't find out about the secret again. We get some promos with RVD and Bobby Roode talking about the match at Sacrifice. Another backstage segment with Al Snow telling Silva that he will get with the other judges and he's going to tell Silva his decision next week. Roode comes up, says he had to work for his contract. He had to work for it. And he punches Silva in the stomach. Then we get another backstage segment with Hogan. He sends Kazarian and Daniels and Anderson Hardy to the ring for his decision. ODB and Eric Young, he just sends home. Eric Young, when he turned around to leave, had the worst back knee I think I have ever seen in my life. That's obviously a result of steroids. And man, does he have it bad. I'm not saying, it could be, who knows, it could be anything. But yeah, steroids definitely cause back knee, and Eric Young has it in a bad way. Bad. Then we see Garrett talking about his dad, says he's selfish, Impact will be better without him. Joseph Parks, Abyss, comes up to Bully Ray, he gives him his card, Bully tells him to shove it. Joseph Parks does like this laugh, sinister laugh. Then we get Joe and Magnus, Kazarian and Daniels, Hardy and Anderson. They all come out to the ring. Hogan gives the match to Anderson and Hardy. So the match starts. It's for the tag titles. This was actually a pretty good match. Anderson and Hardy are not getting along. They're doing rough tags to tag each other in. Anderson eventually taps out to the rear naked choke while Magnus is holding Hardy's legs. I thought this was pretty good. And I really didn't know who was going to win here. I thought there was a good chance they could give the belts to Hardy and Anderson. But I'm glad they didn't. But it made the match more exciting, not knowing, it wasn't so predictable. Kazarian and Daniels attack Joe and Magnus afterwards. Then we get the main event, which is this lame-ass Ric Flair party for Eric Bischoff. Oh my god. Flair comes out. He's got Gunner, Bully Ray, Kazarian, and Daniels with him. Flair is just completely out of his mind. He's talking to a poster of Eric saying, "Do you mind if I give this to any ladies?" And just all types of crazy stuff was happening here. He hands the mic to Bully Ray, and then before Bully can start cutting his promo, Ric Flair takes the microphone back, gives Eric Bischoff a watch, then he gives the mic back to Bully Ray. Bully Ray says Eric is the wind beneath his wings. Horrible shit here, man. Just bad. Garrett, Borash, Motor City, Aries, and RVD come out. There was absolutely no need for any of these guys in this horrible segment. They got Eric an outhouse as a present, a porta potty. Borash mentions how there's the NFL Hall of Fame, the Dallas Cowboys have the Ring of Honor, which I thought was funny he said that. And they wanted to get Eric the Shed of Shame. All the wrestlers start fighting, they start brawling around. Garrett throws Eric into the outhouse, they tip it over. We see some poo on the floor. Eric gets out of the outhouse, he's covered in fake poo. I thought it would be funny if someone ribbed him and actually put some real poo in there. But he's covered in fake poo, and that's it. That was the end of Impact this week. It's a strange show. I thought some of it was entertaining. As far as this open fight night goes, it was interesting. It was new. However, I don't know how much mileage they can get out of this, because I could see this getting old really quickly. But as far as tonight's show goes, it was new. It kept me interested. I was entertained for a lot of the stuff. So I have to say this was a pretty good show. Minus the horrible main event. The Tessmacher versus Gale lasted way too long. Just a couple nitpick things like that. But I thought the show overall was decent. However, this fight night thing, it's only once a month, so I guess that's a good choice right there, because you don't want to do this every week and just burn it out quickly. But we'll have to see if they can do it again next month and have it be entertaining, and if it still comes across as a feeling of something new. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But overall, I thought this was an okay Impact. So that's my review of this week's show. Hope you guys liked the review. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments below. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Bye.